everyone, my name is Fejiro and this is Cozy Feji, and on this channel we cover a variety of things such as Let's Plays, JRPGs, and all things cozy gaming. Today I wanted to share with you guys my March video game pickups. Picked up quite a few games, I'm not gonna lie, did not plan on doing this, but with the closure of the 3DS eShop and some sales that came in this month, I definitely wanted to, and with some reprints as well, I definitely wanted to pick up some games while I could. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you guys all the games that I picked up. So I'm going to start off with the console that I had the least amount of games for, and then ended off with the console that I bought the most games for. So we're going to start off with the PS5. I only have one game, and that is Star Ocean: The Divine Force. This is a game that I've been on my radar for a while. I remember seeing it at this Sony State of Play that was strictly just for JRPGs and thought this is really cool. And then I remember when it launched back in September, and a lot of people said really good things about it. To be honest, I haven't really played that many sci-fi centric JRPGs. I think the only thing closest to that would be the Xenoblade franchise, but I think I wanted to branch out and do something different. And with the Square Enix sale that's happening, I don't know if it's currently happening right now, but it definitely, when it was happening, they were 30% off. So I was like, you know what, it's a little bit cheaper, because originally the price of it wasn't that high, but I picked it up anyways for an even better price. So yeah, I'm excited to have this in my collection. And yeah, again, with this series, I've heard a lot of interesting things about how this series has gone through modern games and how they're not that great, but I've heard this is kind of like a redemption of the past entries. So I have not played a Star Ocean game before, but I'm really intrigued to see what this is all about. Now we're going to move on to the Switch portion. I have a total of 3 games, 2 Square Enix games and 1 not Square Enix game. I'll get into that when I get to it, but the other Square Enix ones were part of the Square Enix sale. And the Square Enix sale was not just happening on Square Enix's website, but it was also on Amazon, Target, Walmart. I think any retailer that was selling any Square Enix was having that sale, so you could pick it up wherever. But first one I picked up was Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Also another game that I also remember wanting to get at launch, but I wanted to wait it out to see if there was going to be any sales. And I got this for at least $10 cheaper. Probably could have waited even for longer for even cheaper price, but I thought, well, why not? I also wanted to add this to my Final Fantasy collection, and I've yet to play any Final Fantasy games. I know they're still on my list. I might make a series of playing them all for the first time. Hint, hint, maybe a thing. But yeah, I'm really excited to have this, and since it's a remake slash remaster, the PSP version, the graphics look amazing, and I definitely want to find out more about the series and this particular character. So yeah, I'm excited to have this in my collection. The next game that I have is Harvestella, also another game that I kind of wanted to wait it out for just because of a few factors, such as wanted to hear how other people felt about it, because at first people had mixed reviews, but now people are starting to warm up to the game. And also I wanted to wait for it to go on sale, and it did. What's really great about this one, it's kind of Square Enix's take on the farming slash RPG genre. It's very similar to games such as like Rune Factory or like the Harvest. I would say Rune Factory. The Rune Factory series, maybe kind of Stardew Valley, but more leaning to Rune Factory. And I'm really excited to play this because the graphics are really fun. I love a good RPG, and I love farming, so I'm really excited to get into this game. So I'm really excited to have this in my collection as well. And the last pickup that's actually not Square Enix is one that I'm so happy to finally have in my collection, because I will get into it, and that is Atelier Ryza 2, this The Lost Legends and the Secret Fairy. This game, my guy, was so hard to get. I feel like everyone who's into the Atelier Ryza series will know that for the longest time they were pretty low in stock, and a lot of places that were selling them for way higher than MSRP, which I was almost about to do, but I was like, no, I'll just buy it digitally. But I really like to have physical copies of things. It wasn't until I saw a tweet that Video Games Plus was having reprints and restocks of Atelier Ryza 2 on multiple platforms. So I knew I had to cop this as soon as I could, because I got this at retail price. Plus, oh my god, I was so happy because I was really about to cave and either buy it digitally or pay a ridiculously high price. So I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I will soon have Atelier Ryza 3 soon, but I had to finish the first one and this one before I get that one. But yeah, I'm really happy that I got this at MSRP. So that is probably one of the few golds that I have in my collection. So now we are going to enter the most anticipated one on this collection, or this pickup video, is my 3DS pickups. Now, like many of you know, and I also mentioned earlier in this video, is that the 3DS eShop unfortunately had to close. Sad moment. Moment of silence. Either way, I got a lot of games, and majority of them are digitally, obviously, because trying to get a hold of 3DS games, especially now, even before the eShop closed, was really hard to come across because either they were really jacked up in price or they're just really jacked up in price. So I finally was able to get a few games that I knew I've been wanting to play for a while physically, as well as the games that I wanted to get digitally. I'm going to share with you guys the two games that I got physically, and that is one, Shimmingham Intensity 4. Now this one has been on my radar for a while. It's a pretty well-known, beloved series. Shimmingham Intensity is known for a lot of their hard and excruciating combat, but also a really cool turn-based system. They're also familiar, they're from the developer Atlas, who are also produce games such as the Persona series, but this was like the one before that. But either way, Shimmingham Intensity 4 has been a series that people love and said to be one of their favorites in the whole series. So I'm really excited to get this in my hands. And what was really great, I found this in really pretty good condition on eBay for 50 bucks or $49.99, and then $5 for shipping. But still, I got that for that price. I think is a pretty good steal. A lot of people before even the eShop was closing, this game was selling for an exuberant amount of money, and I was not willing to hash out that kind of money, but I saw this in really good condition for that price. I had to take it. I got it immediately when I saw it because I know someone else is gonna snatch it up, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna beat you to it. So I'm really happy to have this in my collection finally. So yeah, super excited. The next game that I have is Tales of Abyss. Now this is also another game that I've been it's been in my cart on eBay for the longest time, for months. It's I'll get it when I get it, I'll push, I'll wait. And then by the time I wanted to get it, now that the eShop was closing, prices for physicals were already pretty expensive, but they even jumped a ridiculously amount, which is pretty much for any case for any physical 3DS game at the moment. And what's really sad about this game is that it's not available digitally, so the only means that you can play it is either the physical, the 3DS, or buy the PS2 version and play that. So I don't have a PS2, my brother has a PS2, but I don't want him to lug that over if I wanted to borrow it. So again, Video Games Plus comes through, they come in clutch, they are literally your bestie for everything in terms of hard to find games, hard to find print games. They come in clutch, and I found this on Video Games Plus for retail price, and I was like, yes, I'm taking it. I'm super happy to finally have this in my collection. I've heard many people say this is probably their favorite Tales game and is the best in the series. So I'm really excited to have this in my collection. My only experience with the Tales of series is I played Tales of Ryza back in 2021 on my PS4 at the time, and I thoroughly enjoyed that game for what it was. And it's got me intrigued to try the other games in the series, so I'm really excited to have Tales of Abyss. Now we're gonna go on to all the digital games that I bought on the eShop since they were closing, and they are definitely a lot more cheaper to get them digitally than it was physically. I think majority of the games that I bought could have again bought physically, like I mentioned before, like I literally just said, they were a little bit more expensive if I wanted to buy them physically. So I was like, you know what, we'll just buy them digitally. So the first game that I really wanted to get was Digital Devil Saga, or Digital Devil Summoner Overclocked. I'm gonna like put it in like image like right around here. This is also like a strategic take on the Shimmingham Intensity series. I know that this is also another spin-off, but again, like I mentioned, it's a strategic kind of gameplay aspect to it. So, and I've heard the story and this was also really good, so I decided to pick up that one. I was debating on getting two, but I wanted to play this one first, and if I really like it, then I'll just have to like bite the bullet later and buy it physically. But hoping it's not too expensive. But yeah, I had that game. The next game that I picked up on the eShop was Fun Fantasy Life. Now this is a game that everyone and their grandmas have been raving and ranting about, especially with the up and coming sequel that's coming out to the Switch. I definitely wanted to play this game and see what it's all about. The physical for this is absurdly expensive. On Amazon they're selling it for nearly $85, and I was like, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. So I decided to pick it up digitally for $19.99, which is a way more reasonable price. So I'm really excited to dabble in that, and I really hope to play this game before the sequel comes out later on this year. So I'm really excited to dive in this really cool, chill RPG, homely, wholesome vibe game. So I'm really excited to add that to my collection. Also in the same vein as Fantasy and Final Fantasy, I have Final Fantasy Explorers. To be honest, I know nothing about this game, but I've heard relatively good things, and I'm always down for a Final Fantasy game, even though, common theme, yet again, I have not played a single one, but again, it looks really fun and interesting and intriguing, and I'm really excited to see what it's all about. And the last two games that I bought on the eShop, and the reason why I put them together is because they're from the same series, and that is Dragon Quest 7 and 8. I've also never played a single Dragon Quest game, but I've also, again, heard really great things about them. And these games, like most of these games, are really expensive, like really expensive. Like these games can go up to like the 80 to 100 plus mark physically. So the only reasonable way for me to play them was digitally, and I'm really excited to do that. This, I think it was 8 or 7, I can't remember which one, but one of them took up a lot of blocks on my storage on my 3DS. It literally made me expand it because that thing is huge apparently. So again, that's JRPGs for you. They take up a lot of space in any console that you have. But again, I'm really excited to dive into those games. A lot of people have heard it to say that those are like their favorite games of the series. So again, excited to dive into those. So yeah, those are pretty much all the games that I picked up in the month of March. I probably won't be picking up, knock on wood, that I don't pick up any more video games in the next month. I think April is kind of quiet for the most part in terms of new releases, and I also need to work on my backlog because all these games are just adding to it, and I think I'm making a reasonable dent. I have like a current list of 10, and I think I'm halfway through it, so progress. Any type of progress is great progress, so good to me. But yeah, I probably won't be having another pickups video until maybe May or so, with, you know, Zelda coming out, which I'm really excited, which I'm currently playing. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and comment down below which was your favorite game of my pickups. And yeah, again, if you guys don't forget to like and subscribe, and I see you guys in the next one. Bye.